Hello and welcome. Welcome to the TV room. This shouldn't take too long. When I was looking through the bag that I was looking through, I found this little sleeve of chips. It said programmed WILANTA. WILANTA, otherwise known as WILANTA Arts, was a company started by a good friend of mine named William. And his wife was Anna. The daughter was Tara. That's where they got the name Will and Ta. And mostly what they did, but not completely, is they, what they came up with was, see, the 801, and I guess the MPS-801, and the 1525, they had interesting character sets, and this got some students at times into trouble because the small characters did not have, as Bill would say, a true descender. They looked different than the large letters, but they didn't really go below the line. So he decided, and I guess others, I'm not sure who all was involved, decided, you know what, we can do better. We can. And so they did. They came up with an EPROM that if you opened up your printer and you put it in, it would change the character set to give you a true descender. Now, remember, there was not a whole lot of space. Like, these were not, like this thing here, I think each character is like 8 by 8. I think it is. I think that's what I read. I think that's what it said. But still, anyway, what it really came down to is a lot of things didn't change much. But certainly the P, let me look at this. The P, the Q. Maybe that's it. Anyway, it was a very uniform character set. But the small letters that should descend slightly below the line then did. And I'm just looking again at all the letters here. Oh, G. The little G. Yeah, I'm just looking. Q, W, E, R, T, Y, haha, Y, yes. U, I, O, P, A, S, D, F, G, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, Z, X, C, V, B, N. Anyway, so yes, it did alter it. And they sold a lot of them. They did. And how I ended up with this, I'm not sure. I did not write this, so I'm sure Bill Bullock did, and I'm sure he gave them to me. So I will, and I know I have an 801 or so around, and at some point I will take one of these. There are 3 of them in here, and I will put it in, and I can do a little printing normally, and then I can do some printing after this, and as it's installed, and I can show you the difference so you can see. And it was very subtle because, once again, there was not a whole lot of range and it was available for this. But for example, the original printer that I had, which was a 2022 or 2023, it had the same character set. And indeed, sometimes, because I handed things in printed, because I didn't have a word processor, you know what I would do? I would write a program. I'd say 10, print, type in whatever, 20, print. I suppose I could have done it in data things or other things, but it was just simple, just print. And I would write things. And then I would tell it to print them. And I could format them. And I didn't have a word processor, I just used print commands. And I've told this story before, but the first time I handed something in, it was to my electricity teacher, Herb Worthington, who was a great man, prisoner of war by the Japanese for 3 years. Anyway, he taught electricity. He was not sure if it was okay to accept this, if this was fair. And at times, I guess in those first things, he did occasionally think that some of the letters weren't right, and that's because of the descender, or lack thereof descender. But that's just the way the early character set was. And then, I guess, like many things with Commodore, because they owned it, and they'd already bought it, or they'd already developed it, they just kept using it. So it was the 1525, the MPS-801, and then I think also there was another printer, which I never liked. I think there was one called the MPS-803. And I think it, too, had the same character set. I remember I was going somewhere. Like, I think I was in Florida, or driving to Florida, or doing something or other, and found this printer in a store. And said, "Oh my!" And that was when it was brand new, and I don't know if we even had them in Canada yet. And I checked out the character set. I had to do a little print thing, and there it was, the same awful character set. And I called Bill Bullock. I called him, "Bill, I've seen an MPS 803. They've got the same. It has the same character set." And I said, I haven't been able to look inside to see what's what, or if there's an EPROM thing or how it goes or whatever. But it might be another thing that you can do. And he was pleased. And from what I remember of the story, there was trouble not in getting it, but somehow or another the machine wouldn't accept it. There was something or other in one spot. Maybe it was a checksum thing or a something thing, and they were like baffled. So basically what they had to do was set this value, burn the EPROM, test it. Nope, didn't work. Okay, do another one, and keep changing the value by 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And there was only like 256 options. And somewhere in the midst of that, they found the magic number that would let it work. And that's just what I remember the story. I should call Bill and say, "Yo, do you remember that?" And perhaps he does, perhaps he doesn't. I don't know. Anyway, WILANTA Arts. There they are, WILANTA. So I need to try that. I do. Anyway, that's about all I have to say about that. Stay tuned. At some point, there will be a video, perhaps more than one, showing. Probably I'll do one of, okay, I've got an 801, I've got it working, I've got a ribbon, it's dandy. Then I'll probably do, okay, now we're going to open it up, and we're going to change the chip, and we'll do more printing, and then we can look at, maybe I could even print on the same page if I'm good. You can really see what's what exactly. Sort of. I don't imagine I can do it with her side by side, but I could do a bunch at the top and a bunch a little lower, I'm sure. Anyway, thanks for coming. I'm going to stick this once again in the drawer here. These drawers seem to be able to always take more until they don't. Then I'll shuffle things, or maybe I'll shake the drawer some, and maybe it'll take some more. Anyway, I have more things to do, more things to look at, more things to explore. So thanks for coming. Stay tuned, and have a lovely, lovely day. Bye for now.